So you want to be a full stack developer. Well, in order to help you that, I am recording my own learning path through the Odin Project. Remember, this is the third video. What is the Odin Project? The Odin Project is a website that teaches from the beginning, from the lowest levels of learning, and it takes you by the hand until you become a full stack developer. It's completely free. All you have to do is put your best effort into learning. Here we have a brief description that you can find in the Odin Project page in the About section. It says down here, this project is designed to fill in the gap for people who are trying to hack it on their own but still want a high quality education. And here you have the description. You have a full roadmap to becoming a developer, learn by doing, receive support from others, and you can enter an open source in a community, because this is open source and community driven. So we will continue. As I told you, this is the third video, and we have to read a blog post posted on Udacity about 3 web dev careers decoded: front end versus back end versus full stack. What is each one? What to expect? This is a continuation of the second video, in which we are learning, describing what this career is about, the mindset you need to develop, what to expect, what is the road to follow, what pitfalls you may find, and how to overcome them. So please follow me. I will read this article for you. I promise to read it for you in the previous post. Okay, this is Udacity, and I shared it with you now. So we will continue with the learning path. It says here, this post was last updated on August the 27th, 2024. It says, you open a new browser tab, type in a URL, and press enter. The site loads instantly. The ultra clean layout with well-constructed pages and impressive visuals nearly take your breath away. Who's responsible for every part of that experience? Web developers. Web developers. Okay? As of 2024, the internet hosts more than 1.1 billion websites and counting. Talk about some serious job security for web developers, the people responsible for coding, building, analyzing, and maintaining all those websites. Websites are critical for any business to stay competitive. With web development trends and best practices evolving rapidly, there's never a shortage of work for developers. But how do you decide what type of web development to pursue? If you've explored job listings or browsed online courses, you've likely noticed that web development typically falls into 3 main categories: front-end developer, back-end developer, and full-stack developer. If you've dabbled in HTML, JavaScript, or perhaps Python, but aren't sure which path to take, this handy guide is for you. And it starts with a video from Udacity that I won't share. You can check it while you follow the reading, because I could. This video for sure has some copyrights, and I don't want to break those copyrights. So I'll continue reading for you the material that is open and free to share. So it begins with, what is a front-end developer? The front end of a website is the part that users interact with. Everything you see when navigating the web, from fonts and colors to drop-down menus and sliders, is a blend of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript controlled by your computer's browser. These elements come together to create the seamless experience the users expect when visiting a modern website. Front-end developers are the architects of this visual and interactive experience. They transform, design mock-ups, and wireframes into functional web pages that engage users and provide intuitive navigation. Their work directly impacts how a brand is perceived online, making their role critical in a company's digital strategy. Skills and tools required for front-end development. Front-end developers are responsible for a website's users-facing code and the architecture of its immersive user experience design. To achieve these objectives, front-end developers must be proficient in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript programming. In addition to mastering these languages, front-end developers need to be proficient in web frameworks and libraries like Bootstrap, Foundation, AngularJS, React.js, and Ember.js. These tools significantly accelerate development by providing pre-built components and structures. For example, Bootstrap excels in creating responsive layouts, while React.js is renowned for building high-performance dynamic user interfaces. Node.js is a powerful tool for front-end developers, primarily used for managing dependencies, running build processes, and automating tasks. It enhances the development workflow when using frameworks like React.js or AngularJS. Developers can create exceptional user experiences across various devices and platforms by effectively utilizing these technologies. A lot of front-end developers' job listings also called experience with AJAX, asynchronous JavaScript, and XML. A widely used technique for using JavaScript that allows pages to dynamically load by downloading server data in the background. This capability is crucial for modern websites, enabling a smoother, faster interactions without requiring full page reloads. Front-end developers work closely with designers and user experience analysts to bring mockups from development to delivery. They need to fluidly partner with other teams across the business to understand specific goals, needs, and opportunities, and then execute on those directives. This requires strong communication skills and a deep understanding of user behavior and design principles. Beyond technical skills, successful front-end developers must have a keen eye for detail and a passion for creativity. They are often tasked with ensuring that a website not only functions well, but also looks visually appealing. This involves selecting the right fonts, color schemes, and layouts that align with a brand's identity while also providing a positive user experience. It's a lot of responsibility, but it can be very rewarding, says Mikey Elegant, a front-end developer with 8 years of experience. I'm a technical person, but also a visual person. Being able to manipulate what we see and interact with on digital platforms through markup and code came naturally. I love making an impact on the user interface, the aspects of an app or website that the user interacts with and sees. Okay? Now, the next topic is, what is a back-end developer? So, what powers the front end of a website? Where is all that data stored? This is where the back end comes in. The back end of a website consists of a server, an application, and a database. Together, these elements make the user-facing part of a website possible by handling everything from data storage to business logic. A back-end developer builds and maintains the technology that powers these components, enabling the user-facing side of the website to exist in the first place. They are the invisible force behind a website, ensuring that everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Skills and tools required for back-end development. To make the server, application, and database communicate, back-end developers use server-side languages like Node.js, Go, PHP, Ruby, Python, Java, and .NET. They also use tools like MySQL, Oracle, and SQL Server to find, save, or change data and serve it back to the user through front-end code. For example, Python is favored for its readability and simplicity, making it a popular choice for web applications that require rapid development. Java, on the other hand, is renowned for its performance and scalability, making it ideal for large-scale enterprise applications. Job openings for back-end developers often require experience with PHP frameworks like Laravel, Symfony, and Cake PHP, version control software like Git, and using Linux as a development and deployment system. Knowledge of these tools allows back-end developers to create a robust, scalable, and secure web applications. Back-end developers collaborate with business stakeholders to understand their needs, translating them into technical requirements and devising efficient solutions for architecting the technology. This involves not only writing code, but also designing the overall system architecture, ensuring that the website can handle high traffic, process transactions securely, and scale as needed. One of the most critical aspects of back-end development is database management. Developers must design and maintain databases that store data securely and retrieve it quickly. This often involves working with relational databases like MySQL or PostgreSQL or even NoSQL, databases like MongoDB for more flexible data models. I've always preferred back-end development because I love manipulating data, says JP Toto, a longtime back-end developer currently at Wildbit. Creating APIs that the public finds useful is a very satisfying part of my job, he says. Okay, so far we have checked front end, back end, and now let's go to full stack developer. It sounds like everything. Let's see what is that. What is a full stack developer? There's often not a black and white distinction between front end and back end development. Front end developers often need to learn those additional back end skills and vice versa, especially in the current economy where marketing is thinly resourced, said Matranga. Developers need some of that cross-discipline. Oftentimes, you have to be a generalist. Full stack developers are jacks of all trades. Enter the full stack developer. The role was popularized by Facebook's engineering department. The idea is that a full stack developer can work cross-functionally on the full stack of technology. It is both the front end and back end. Full stack developers offer the full package. Working on both the server side and client side professionally opens more opportunities, says Federico Ulfo, full stack developer at Grovo. But of course, full stack development isn't without its challenges. To make an analogy with food, you can be good at cooking or good at baking, but mastering both takes time and experience. And I am not talking about following a recipe. Anyone can do that. I'm talking about having the ingredients to prepare something truly good. Next, skills and tools required for full stack developers. Pay attention here, this is very important. Now you have a more general idea, so let's go for it. Full stack developers work on the server side like back-end developers, but they also speak the front-end language that controls how content looks on a site's user-facing site. Their toolkit includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and server-side languages. Full stack developers should be knowledgeable in every level of how the web works, setting up and configuring Linux servers, writing server-side APIs, diving into client-side JavaScript, and applying a design eye to CSS. This comprehensive understanding allows them to build complete web applications from the ground up. For example, a full-stack developer might start by setting up a Linux server to host a web application, and then move on to writing the API that the application will use to communicate with the server. Afterward, they might develop the front-end interface, ensuring that it's responsive and user-friendly. Full-stack development requires not only technical expertise, but also the ability to think strategically about how different components of a website interact. Full stack developers must be able to see the big picture, understanding how changes in one part of the stack can affect the entire application. Okay? So, is omni view. Next, the role of CMS in full stack development. For full stack developers, mastering content management systems or CMS is a key component of their skill set. A CMS such as WordPress, Joomla, or Drupal streamlines the process of building and managing websites by providing a robust platform that handles everything from content creation to user management. By integrating a CMS, full stack developers can efficiently develop dynamic websites that are easy for non-technical users to update and maintain. This not only speeds up development time, but also ensures scalability and security. Full stack developers leverage the knowledge of both front-end and back-end technologies to customize and extend CMS functionalities, crafting tailored solutions that meet specific business needs. Whether it's developing custom plugins or optimizing database interactions, the use of a CMS empowers full stack developers to deliver comprehensive end-to-end web solutions. Next topic. This is very interesting. Front-end developer salary versus back-end developer salary. We'll see the difference here now. Okay. So remember that this is to give you an idea of what the work is like. Okay? What you can expect from this job. Okay? Now, let's see about the money. The money, the salary. Okay. Let's continue. It says, when considering a career in web development, salary is often a critical factor. As of 2024, front-end developers can expect to earn an average mean salary of $96,000 in the US annually, depending on experience and location. On the other hand, back-end developers typically command higher salaries with an average mean salary from $164,788 per year due to the technical complexity of their work. So based on those numbers, it is actually more beneficial to be a back-end developer. Let's continue. Full stack developers who combine skills from both areas have an average mean salary of $137,085 annually in the United States. The ability to work across both the front end and back end makes full stack developers particularly valuable, as they can contribute to multiple aspects of a project. Salaries can also vary significantly based on the industry and the size of the company. For instance, developers working in tech hubs like Silicon Valley or New York City might command higher salaries compared to those in smaller markets. Additionally, developers with expertise in cutting-edge technologies such as AI, machine learning, or blockchain may see even higher earning potential. Web development has many phases, each with its own set of responsibilities, tools, and skills. Whether you choose to specialize in front-end, back-end, or full-stack development, remember that strong soft skills like attention to detail, problem-solving, and effective communication will set you apart. The demand for skilled web developers shows no signs of slowing down. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment for web developers is expected to grow by 16% to 17% from 2022 to 2032, much faster than the average for all occupations. And now that we are in 2026, I think that the situation continues like that, very favorable to these kind of careers. In addition to technical skills, staying updated with the latest trends and continuously learning new technologies is crucial. The field of web development is dynamic, with new frameworks, libraries, and tools emerging regularly. Lifelong learning and adaptability are essential for success in this ever-evolving industry. Ready to embark on your journey in web development? Okay, check out Udacity's web development courses to take your first step forward on the path you like to take. Good luck. Okay, we are reaching almost the end of this article. This is only 3 paragraphs to learn, but this is some advertising by Udacity. My comments at the end, okay? The bottom line, web development has many phases, but no matter the type of development you're thinking of pursuing, soft skills like attention to detail, ability to learn quickly, ability to solve problems efficiently, business training, and strong communication will stand you in good stead on top of the hard skills outlined above. Happily, there's never been a better time to pursue a career in web development. Employment of web developers is projected to grow 8% between 2019 and 2029, much faster than the average for all occupations, and I think that it will continue like that. Okay, and that's it. Remember, this blog post, Udacity's blog, was taken from the previous class that we had on the Odin Project. Okay, and now I'm pretty sure that you have an idea of what is front end, back end, and full stack. What are the opportunities and how much money you can make. Of the 3, back end development has the highest salaries at that time, and maybe at this time also. I haven't checked the statistics yet, but web development continues. And something that I recently heard is that the web pages created through AI, using AI, are not really responsive, and they usually follow the same patterns. So that means that the need for humans, for human creativity, for human understanding, for human created integration between front end and back end is still needed and will continue to be needed. So the opportunities are open for each of us. I will stop here with this blog. It's so far almost 30 minutes. Later on today, maybe at night, I will continue with the next class, which is motivation and mindset. We will see what is motivation, what is the growth mindset. We'll analyze the learning process, what to do when you're stuck, a note on AI code generation, managing your study time, pitfalls to avoid, and the conclusion and the assignment. So that is the next class. This will be for the next video. I hope you like, enjoy it, and continue. This is my learning path. You are invited to follow this. Check the description below, and if you want to support these videos, you can use the links that I give you through Amazon. Remember that I get a small commission when you buy something from Amazon, from my recommendations. Thank you for following up to this point, and have a good day. Bless you also in your learning process. Bye-bye.